Okay, problem 6. Let U, V to be vectors in 3 dimensions. Okay, so first, using that, the length of W. Okay, so why length of W is W dot W. So let's see the dot product, right? The formula of the dot product, it's the length of the first vector times the length of the second vector times cosine angle between them. So because they are the same vector, right? Because they are the same vector, so the angle between them is just 0, okay? And cosine 0 is 1, so that's why it's just length of W squared. Okay, that's how you get the formula. Then use the properties of dot product. We need to prove that, okay, first, length of U plus V square, okay, is equal to the right-hand side. See, because here we have length of something square is equal to the dot product, right? So it's equal to U plus V dot U plus V. Okay, then you can expand it. It's U dot U plus U dot V plus V dot U plus V dot V. Okay. Then U dot U, now you need to use this formula backwards, right? U dot U is length of U squared. Okay, U dot V and V dot U, they are the same. Okay, they are the same. And V dot V, it's length of V squared. Okay. So for U minus V, length of U minus V squared, it's the same, right? It's U minus V times dot U minus V. Okay. So it's U dot U minus U dot V minus V dot U plus V dot V. Okay, so it's length of U squared minus 2UV plus length of V squared. Okay, then prove that, okay, U dot V is a quarter of something minus a quarter of something else. So let's put these two equations together. The length of U plus V squared is equal to this, right? And the length of U minus V squared is equal to this. Okay, then you can just use the first equation minus the second equation, right? You can just use the first equation minus the second equation. Then it's just the left-hand side minus the left-hand side, right? Then just the left-hand side minus the left-hand side. And the right-hand side minus the right-hand side. So these two parts cancel out, these two parts cancel out. So the right-hand side is just 4UV. Okay, just 4UV. So U dot V is a quarter U plus V, length of U plus V, minus length of U minus V squared. Okay, this is part A. Right. Then use part A to prove that two vectors are perpendicular if and only if length of U plus V is equal to length of U minus V. Okay. So U and V, they are perpendicular. Just now we've proved, right? Perpendicular means if and only if U dot V is equal to 0. Okay, here let's see, the left-hand side is U dot V, the right-hand side is something, right? So the left-hand side is already 0, then the right-hand side is also 0. Okay, so that's why, okay, if and only if is 1/4 length of U plus V squared minus 1/4 length of U minus V squared is equal to 0. Okay, so length of U plus V squared is equal to length of U minus V squared. Okay, because length is always non-negative, right? So the squares are the same, that means they themselves must be the same. Okay, so we start from here, U and V are perpendicular if and only if the length of U plus V is equal to the length of U minus V. Okay. Part C, explain the result, explain the geometric meaning of this result, okay? So realize that, first you need to realize UV, okay? UV, it always generates such a parallelogram, okay? It always generates such a parallelogram. So if U is perpendicular to V, okay, U is perpendicular to V means what? Means this parallelogram you are generating is a rectangle, right? Is a rectangle. And what's the meaning of U plus V? Length of U plus V is equal to the length of U minus V. So first, what is U plus V? What is U minus V? Okay, this is U, this is V. So U plus V is this vector, right? This is U plus V. And U minus V, okay, is this vector. Okay, it's this vector. Okay, these two vectors, they are diagonals of this parallelogram, right? They are diagonals of this parallelogram. So the left-hand side is if and only if. So the right-hand side, these two must also be if and only if, right? So if you put it down on words, so a parallelogram, okay? So a parallelogram, sorry, is a rectangle right? If and only if its two diagonals are of the same length. Okay, this is the geometric meaning of this part.